So we get home that day after the hospital, and Aunt Sandy drops me and Belinda off. And we'd already decided that we were going to tell the kids straight away. We didn't want to hide anything from them. We wanted to let them know because we didn't know what the future now holds. So it was better to let everybody know at the same time, and then everybody is all on the same board, same ship board. So anyway, we get home, say goodbyes to Sandy, and we've made arrangements for Sandy to pick us up because we've got to go back to the hospital the very next day to get some tests done. We call the kids down, sit in the lounge, and ever so calmly, I think it was Belinda that told them. Yeah, it was. Belinda said, "Hi, obviously your dad was in hospital yesterday, stayed overnight. We know what's wrong with him. He has got cancer." They took it extremely well. Um, there was a few tears. There was a few, what does that actually mean? Which we tried to explain to him as best as we could because we didn't actually know what any of that meant at the moment. But we explained to him what we knew at the time, that the leg was being caused by the cancer that was causing the sticky blood, but we're on medication now to sort that. And we'll be putting over the next couple of weeks a plan in place for treatment. Now, Sophie had a lecture about this in school a couple of weeks ago about one of the students at the school has also got cancer, and they were talking about that. So she was a little, she was not prepared for it, but she understood a little bit about it. So we just sat down as a family and we talked. Josh asked a fair few questions, Sophie asked a fair few questions, but it's always been that Dad's the strong one. So there was no doubt in anybody's mind that this was going to take me to places we don't want it to take us, that I would fight tooth and nail to beat this thing, and that's how we went on. So we have dinner together, and then we go to bed. And next morning we get up. Aunt Sandy picks me and Belinda up again and back down to the Royal, just to get some blood tests. If I could make a suggestion, don't ever let a doctor take blood tests from you because they can't do it. This guy, bless him, nice guy, but the guy that took my bloods didn't have to make a hash brown out of it. It was horrible. It was like stabbing me like Jason Voorhees. Anyway, lots of bruises on that one. Yep, they were all done. And then we came home. We had some medication for the DVT to make sure that was all going to be starting to get better. My leg had actually started to come down now, which was an absolute miracle, which I'll post a video at the end of this about what the leg actually started to look like. It's a Mick taking picture, by the way. I'm in a wheelchair pretending to be out of it. So that is a joke. I wasn't really like that. We get home and Aunt Sandy says that Uncle's on his way to have a chat to you. I said, brilliant. Okay, so we sat down, waited for Uncle to turn up. Kids are downstairs. We're all talking. And then knock at the door. Uncle comes in. Now, my uncle has been a surrogate father to me, but he's also a joker. He likes to tell lots of jokes and lots of stories. I played a joke on him, which in retrospect is a very, very bad taste joke, but at the time I thought it was hilarious. I have a tendency to do things without thinking, which my friends will testify to. So anyway, Uncle came in and he does what you do when you know that somebody, a family member or somebody that you care about has got this disease. He gives me a hug and he says, look, mate, don't you worry about a thing. You're extremely strong. You're the strongest person I know. You're going to beat this cancer. And I stopped, I paused, and I looked at him and I went, mate, we've not told the kids yet. And the kids were obviously in the lounge at the time that Uncle had just said that. The colour drained from his face. He was absolute mortified that he just outed my secret to the family before we had a chance to tell them. And he was so apologetic. And it was at that point I said, no, mate, I'm only joking. We told them yesterday. Well, he called me the C word after that multiple times. Yes, got him. But that's how we actually deal with what I'm going through. We make a joke out of it. We take the piss out of it. It's not a serious thing. It's just something that's there that you go through to get rid of. maybe not tell jokes like that. But he was fine about it after. We all laughed about it, and we bring it up every now and again about the day Rob was a dick about his diagnosis. And then life just seemed to continue as and when we started to get appointments come through, which I'll go through what appointments procedures I had to do before the diagnosis was confirmed. So at the moment we have a unconfirmed diagnosis. Now comes all the tests to confirm the diagnosis and at what stage I currently am at. So I'll do that in the next one.